I.S.U.P.K.
I call out of war. I pray this devil die and get every evil thing the Lord got to give. And listen, I know you look at us in the state we in right now. Come here, SHALAM. Come here, SHALAM. I know you look at us in the state we in right now. Black people on drugs, and we suffering and dying. And I know it seems like you can do whatever you want to this people. I know it seems like this, but the time for glorifying yourself is soon at an end.
Shalom with the I.S.U.P.K. Shalom with the I.S.U.P.K. started out at 1 West, 125th Street, the home of the truth. Give me Exodus chapter 15 verse 3. Now according to the Bible, the Lord's raising up an army of blacks and Hispanics. The Lord wants warriors, mighty men. Read Exodus 15.
Exodus chapter 15 and verse 3. The Lord is a man of war.
Oh no, what's the Lord?
A man of war.
It says the Lord is a man of war. And this man of war is raising up an army of strong men. This man is raising up an army. He's a man of war. This man doesn't want weak homosexuals around him.
That's right.
This man doesn't want people in skinny jeans around him, men in pink shirts. The Bible says the Lord is a man of war. Read it.
The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name.
He says the Lord is a man of war. And what does a man of war do? A man of war fights. A man of war kills. A man of war has armies, and the Lord's a man of war. Give me Zephaniah 2 and 1. Now I'm going to show you what this man of war commands. Give me Zephaniah 2 and 1.
Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yeah. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired.
And the Lord commands this army to gather together, nation not desired. Who's a nation not desired? Blacks and Hispanics. Why are we not desired? Because everybody hates us. Everybody looks at us like we're garbage. So the Lord says nobody else won't love you. So you lot need to love each other. The Lord tells us to gather together. Read it from the top.
Gather yourselves together. Yeah. Gather yourselves together.
And the Lord tells us to gather ourselves together. The Lord wants blacks and Hispanics to come together and join one another. You know why? Because we've been separated, murdering each other. We've been robbing each other, selling drugs to one another. And the Lord's saying, gather yourselves together, meaning stop selling drugs to your brother. Stop murdering your brother. Read that again.
Gather yourselves together. Yeah. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired.
And the Lord said, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. Give me Ezekiel chapter 37 verse 10. Now, come and gather yourselves together under the I.S.U.P.K, the home of the truth. We fix blacks and Hispanics. And we're going to show you more out of the Bible, how the Lord wants a great and exceeding army. Read.
Ezekiel chapter 37 verse 10. So I prophesied as he commanded me.
And the Lord's commanding us to prophesy. So we're out here prophesying, no matter the weather. We're out here every single week. Saturday from 1 p.m. until whichever time. Read on.
And the breath came into them, and they lived and stood up upon their feet.
And this is the time, once you blacks and Hispanics return, you're going to stand up on your feet, meaning you're going to stop taking drugs.
Right.
You're going to stop being weak.
Right.
You're going to stop being a homosexual.
Right.
You're going to be a man of the Lord. You're going to stand up on your feet. Read.
An exceeding great army.
A what?
An exceeding great army.
And they stood upon their feet and became a great army. That's what the Lord's raising up right now, a great army. Look at the I.S.U.P.K, it's a great army back here.
That's right.
It's a great army back here. You don't want to cross the line back here. Read that again.
So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet. An exceeding great army.
And so this great army stood upon their feet. Give me first Maccabees 14:9. So the great army stood upon their feet. Now this army is blacks and Hispanics only. It's about time we stand upon our feet. We're getting murdered and oppressed. It's about time we all come together and stand upon our feet.
Right.
Guess what? If every black man comes back together, they won't be able to murder us.
Right.
They won't have a chance to murder us.
Right.
They're going to fear us in these streets how they're supposed to.
Right.
Give me first Maccabees chapter 14 verse 9.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 14, verse 9. The ancient men sat all in the streets, commuting together of good things, and the young men put on glorious and warlike apparel.
And they put on warlike apparel. They put on warlike apparel. That's what this army is supposed to do. Guess what? Warlike apparel. That's not what you see in church. That's homosexual apparel, what you see in church. That's men in skinny jeans, men in pink t-shirts, men in high heels and leggings. That's not warlike apparel. You know what warlike apparel is? Is what brothers is wearing back here.
That's right.
This is warlike apparel. And you know why we got warlike apparel? Because we're ready to go to war.
That's right.
We're ready to go to war. Read that from the top.
The ancient men sat all in the streets, communing together of good things, and the young men put on their glorious and warlike apparel.
And the Bible's talking about warlike apparel. You know why? Because the Lord's a man of war.
That's right.
And the Lord sends, the Lord wants an army of blacks and Hispanics.
Right.
So in that day when Christ returns, we're going to go to war against everyone who's oppressing us. Give me Joel chapter 2 verse 3. We're going to go to war against everyone who's oppressing us once Yahushua returns, that's Jesus Christ. Once he returns, we're going to go to war. Give me Joel chapter 2 verse 3. So black man, you need to get out of them skinny jeans and them tight tops and them pink t-shirts. You need to get out of them homosexual clothing and come put on warlike apparel and be a man. Be a man. Read Joel chapter 2 verse 3.
Joel chapter 2 verse 3. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth.
It says behind them a flame burneth. Now this is once this army's running the streets. There's going to be fire behind us once we burn up everything and destroyed everything. Read.
The land is as the Garden of Eden before them.
And you know why the land's going to be as the Garden of Eden before them? Because we haven't got there yet. But once we do get there, it's going to be desolate.
Right.
It's going to be like a fire. It's going to be burnt up. Read.
And behind them a desolate wilderness.
And behind us is going to be a desolate wilderness. Behind this army of blacks and Hispanics once we go to war. Behind us is going to be like a desolate wilderness. You know why? Because the Lord is a man of war, and the Lord's going to send us to war against everyone who's oppressing us. Read on.
And nothing shall escape them.
And what?
And nothing shall escape them.
And it says, and nothing shall escape them. So guess what? In that day, damn, you other nations ain't escaping us.
That's
You
right.
ain't escaping us in that day. You can hide on the ground. We're gonna pick up them rocks and get you. You can hide at the bottom of the sea. We're gonna swim under the water and get you. Read.
The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses.
Hold on, the what?
The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen.
And the appearance of them is as horses and horsemen. Now what do horses do? They run really fast. You're going to see a load of angry black men running fast in that day.
That's right.
You're going to see angry black men running in that day. Damn. You're probably going to die before we get to you. Read on.
So shall they run.
So shall they what?
So shall they run.
And we're going to run after you and you're going to run away. And guess what? We're going to overtake you. We're going to run side by side with you and look at you and be like, damn, you know what? You know what's next? We're going to look at you and like, you know what's next? Read on.
Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains.
And you're going to hear loads of noise in that day. Damn, you're going to hear brothers like Karaf in that day.
That's right.
Read on.
Right. Shall they leap like the noise of a flame in a fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in a battle array.
Guess what? Black and Hispanic people in that day, we're going to be a strong people. We're going to be a strong people. These other nations in that day. You just wait until that day. You're oppressing us right now. Murdering us right now. Throwing us in jail right now.
Right.
Guess what? In that day, we're coming to get you in that day.
Right.
We're coming to get you in that day. Read on.
Before their face, the people shall be much pained.
And in that day, you're going to be much pained. Guess what? In that day, you're going to be much pained. You're going to be like, oh my God, I wish I didn't oppress them blacks and Hispanics. You're going to be like, I wish I didn't lock up those blacks and Hispanics. Because in that day, you're going to be great pain. Once brothers put their hands on you, God damn, read.
All their faces shall gather blackness.
All their what?
Their faces shall gather blackness.
All your faces are going to gather blackness. This don't mean you're going to become a black man. This don't mean you're going to become a black man. There ain't some fake groups teaching this means you're going to become a black man in that day. That don't make no sense. You know when your face is going to gather blackness? Because everything's going to be burning up. You know when there's a fire, people's faces turn black from the smoke. That's what's going to happen in that day. Read on.
They shall run like mighty men.
They shall what?
Run like mighty men.
And we're going to run like mighty men in that day. Read.
They shall climb the wall.
Guess what? You're gonna try to hide from us. We're gonna climb up them damn walls. You see Spider-Man, how Spider-Man climbs up them damn walls. Guess what? You're gonna see black men climbing up them damn walls in that day.
Right.
You're gonna see a black man climbing up them walls. Read.
They shall climb the wall like men of war.
And we're gonna climb them walls like men of war. The men in the Bible wasn't soft, like when you go to church. The men in church, they're soft. They wear skinny jeans, damn, they can't even run. Their jeans will probably split because they're that goddamn tight. They can't run, read.
And they shall march, everyone on his ways.
And black men, we're gonna be marching everyone in them days. We're gonna be marching like an army, in order. We're gonna rank, like there's rank in the UPK, read.
And they shall not break their ranks.
And when it says they shall not break their ranks, it means none ain't gonna run that way. None ain't gonna run that way. Guess what? We're gonna be on one accord.
Right.
And we know what that mission is. That mission is war.
That's right.
We know what that mission is. That mission is more. And damn, I'm trying to be like Samson who slew over 1,000 men with that donkey's jaw. I'm trying to be like Samson in that day. I'm trying to take all of them for myself. So lucky if nobody else gets them because I've took the most lucky. But read on.
Neither shall one thrust another.
And it says, neither shall one thrust another. Black man, you see now, we're supposed to be an army, but we're thrusting another now. Why are you going to kill another man who's meant to be in your army? That don't make no sense. Black man with one army, why are we thrusting each other for? Read on.
Right. They shall walk everyone in his path.
And we're going to walk everyone in his paths. Guess what? To you other nations, we're going to be walking towards your path to come and get you. Read.
And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded.
Oh, then what's going to happen?
When they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded.
And it says we're going to fall upon swords and not be wounded. Guess what? You can have your little guns, have your little AK-47s. Guess what's going to happen? We're going to walk up to you and bend the top of it. That's what's going to happen. We're going to walk up to you and bend the top of that gun and say, I'm sorry, it's not working today. Read that again.
Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city.
Hold on, we're going to do what?
They shall run to and fro in the city.
Damn, I can't wait to do some running up and down in Birmingham. I can't wait to run to and fro in Birmingham. Then after that, I might take a trip everywhere else. If the other brothers ain't got there before me, read.
They shall run upon the wall.
Hold on, we shall do what?
Run upon the wall.
You see angry black men running upon walls in that day, running through the city, smiting, read.
They shall climb upon the houses.
Guess what? You're going to be in your house, you're going to go in a high building and hide on the top floor. You're going to see, you're going to look out the window and see angry black men at the bottom. Next minute, you're going to see them run up them walls in the damn building where you are. Read, you're going to try to jump out that window. There's going to be a brother at the bottom to catch you, and then from there, it's off with your head. Read.
They shall enter in at the windows like a...
Guess what? We're gonna run up in them houses in that day. Guess what? The Lord's raising up men, mighty men.
That's right.
The Lord ain't raising up no homosexuals like what you see in church.
That's right.
The men in church ain't gonna be doing this. Them men in church are still gonna be banging their tambourines and shaking and dancing. They're still gonna be shaking and dancing, singing all them stupid homosexual songs that they sing. The Lord wants warriors. The Lord's raising up men. King David was a man. Samson was a man. They were men of war. They weren't weakened in the church. They weren't weakened in the church with a tambourine in the choir. Read.
They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them.
The earth's going to quake before us. The earth's going to quake before us. In that day, everyone's going to be afraid. In that day, everyone's going to be afraid. You're oppressing the hell out of blacks and Hispanics now.
That's right.
But in that day, no more oppression.
That's right.
The ones who's doing the oppression, you're going to be the ones receiving the oppression. Read on.
The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark. And the stars shall withdraw their shining.
Guess what? In that day, it's going to be a dreadful day. If you ain't serving the Lord, give me Deuteronomy chapter 20 verse 8. If you ain't serving the Lord in that day, it's going to be a dreadful day. Because the Lord wants an army of strong black men. The Lord don't want no weak men in his army. He wants strong black men. Like the brothers you see back here. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 20 verse 8.
Deuteronomy chapter 20 and verse 8. And the officers shall speak further unto the people, and they shall say, what man is there that is fearful and faint-hearted?
And in that day, it's going to say, what man is there that is fearful and faint-hearted? Guess what? go to church, all of them are fearful and faint-hearted.
That's right.
They're fearful and faint-hearted. They don't know the Bible. They ain't ready to go to war. All they're ready to do is sing and dance with their tambourine. All they do is sing and dance with their tambourine all day. What's that next singer's name? What's his name? Cat Franklin. Yeah, Cat Franklin. All they do is sing and dance all day. Read on.
Let him go and return unto his house.
Let him what?
Go and return unto his house.
So for these weak men, this ain't for you. But if you want to be made strong, we can make you strong. But if you want to stay weak, just stay in church with just stay in church with your pastor that's probably having sex with your wife. You just stay in church with him. Read on.
Lest his brethren's heart faint, as well as his heart.
And one man can make the whole camp weak. So the Lord said, listen, if you're weak, don't even come around strong brothers.
Right.
Strong brothers are back here. Read.
And it shall be, when the officers has made an end of speaking to the people, they shall make captains of the armies to lead the people.
Guess what? This is rank. This is rank. No men don't do whatever they want to do. There's order. We follow orders. Read on.
When thou comest nigh unto a city to fight against it.
Go to verse 12.
So like Deuteronomy chapter 20 and verse 12. And if it will make no peace with thee, but will make war against thee.
Guess what? In that day, if you don't want to make peace with us and war with us, and guess what? You're going to want to make war with us because you're so proud. You're so proud, you're going to want to make war with us. Read, what did the Lord say?
Then thou shalt besiege it. And when the Lord thy God hath delivered it into thine hands, thou shalt smite every male thereof.
Oh, hold on, we shall do what?
Smite every male thereof.
And the Lord's raising up an army. Guess what? Only your army does this. Smite every male thereof. That's what we're going to do in that day. In that day, damn, you're gonna have black men chasing you down.
That's right.
Black men taking over the city. Guess what? We run the whole world. I.S.U.P.K, we're gonna take over the whole world.
That's right.
And if you don't like it, you can try and make war against us, but damn, if you get in the way, you're just gonna have to get rolled over. We're taking over the whole damn world, Reed.
Thou shalt smite every male thereof with the edge of the sword.
And while we're taking over the whole world, we're gonna smite every male that gets in our way. We're gonna smite everyone that gets in our way. We're taking the whole world, Reed. The world is ours, Reed.
But the women and the little one.
Give me 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 34. Now I'm gonna show you more scriptures out of the Bible. Give me 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 34. I'm gonna show you that King David was a warrior. Samson, these were men of war. How did we go from King David to Chief Keef? How did we go from King David to Chief Keef? How did we go from Samson to Cat Franklin? How did we go from Samson to that? Give me 1 Samuel 17 and 34. How did we go from that, from strong black men to weak men? Give me 1 Samuel 17, 34.
The first book of Samuel, chapter 17 and verse 34. And David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion.
This is King David. Damn, King David was a warrior. King David was a warrior, Reed.
And a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock. And I went out after him and smote him.
Hold on, he did what?
I went out after him and smote him.
King David killed a lion and a bear. King David killed a lion and a bear. And the Lord's raising up same men to do the same things.
Right.
The Lord's raising up mighty men to do the same things. Now the men in church, they don't even kill a fly. They don't even kill a fly.
Right.
Read on.
And delivered it out of his mouth.
And guess what? This lion had the lamb in its mouth. David killed the lion and took the lamb out of the lion's mouth. Damn, that's a warrior right there, Reed.
Right. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard and smote him. And
damn, that's a warrior right there. He caught him by his beard and smote him. He caught a lion by his mane and smote him. Damn, that's a warrior right there. And guess what? King David was a black man. And the Lord's raising up warriors like that today. So how have men gone from being hardcore like this to being like Cat Franklin, singing and crying and dancing and I don't even know what else to do when they go to church? Read on.
And slew him. Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear.
Hold on, he did what?
Slew both the lion and the bear.
And King David killed both the lion and the bear? King David killed the lion and the bear? Why, you won't even kill an ant? You won't even kill a fly? Read on.
And this uncircumcised Philistine,
And what?
this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them.
Guess what? King David also killed Goliath while everybody else was afraid. What is it? Yeah, give me Isaiah 41 and 10. Guess what? King David killed Goliath. King David killed him with a rock. King David was a warrior, man of war that trusted in the Lord. Guess what? We trust in the Lord. You think it's crazy right now when we're saying UPK is going to take over the world. Well, guess what? With the Lord, we will take over the world. Once Yahushua returns and gives us the power. Yeah, Isaiah 41:10. Once Yahushua returns and gives us that power, we're taking over the world. Read that for me.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 41, verse 10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee.
And the Lord says, fear thou not, for he's with us. So we don't fear nothing. We know the Lord's with us. That's why we come out here bold and say what everybody else is scared to say. Because we know the Lord's with us. We know the Lord's with us. So we come out here and to say whatever we're required to. We don't fear no one. Read.
Be not dismayed.
We ain't dismayed. We know everybody hates us, but we still come out here and tell our oppressors what they need to hear. We still come here and tell them you're going into slavery. We still come here and tell them the same way you oppress us, we're going to oppress you. We ain't dismayed. Read.
For I am thy God.
For what?
I am thy God.
And we trust in our God. Read.
I will strengthen thee.
Our what?
I will strengthen thee.
And the Lord strengthens us. So that's why we come out here every week stronger and stronger and stronger. Because the Lord strengthens us. Any more on that? Read on.
Yeah, I will help thee. Yeah, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness.
And the Lord said he will help us. Give me a Joshua. The Lord said he will help us and uphold us. So we ain't afraid of nothing. We come out here every week. We're the minority out here. There's only a few of us out here. We come out here and we tell you, you're going into slavery for oppressing blacks and Hispanics. We come out here and tell you, God only loves blacks and Hispanics. We come out here and tell you we're the chosen people. Because we don't fear nobody.
Right.
We don't fear nobody.
Right.
We're out here every week telling you this. Give me a Joshua 1 and 9 when you get there. We come out here every single week telling you this. Give me a Joshua 1 and 9.
Book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 9. Have I not commanded thee? Be strong.
Hold on, what did the Lord command us?
Be strong.
What did the Lord command the black man?
Be strong.
The Lord commanded you to be strong, black man. So why they hire you in church? Why they hire you in church in them skinny jeans? The Lord said be strong. You ain't being strong while you're in that church with your oh, I don't know what to call it. What is it? Saxophone and whatever they're playing there. That's not being strong. Read.
And of good courage.
And what?
Of good courage.
And UPK. The men in the UPK are strong and of good courage. Read.
Be not afraid.
Be not what?
Be not afraid.
And we ain't afraid, and that's why we're out on the streets right now. Read on.
Neither be thou dismayed.
And guess what? We ain't dismayed. We ain't dismayed. We're out here. We know you don't like what we gotta say, but guess what? We're out here because the Lord commanded us to come out here.
Right.
We do as the Lord says. We don't give a damn if you don't like what we're saying. If you don't like what we're saying, go buy some Dre beats or something. Go buy some Dre beats and turn up the volume if you don't like what we're saying. Read that from the top.
Have I not commanded thee? Be strong.
And the Lord commanded us to be strong. So you men need to get up out of that church. Because you ain't strong in that church. You're like a woman in that church.
That's right.
You're like a woman in that church. Damn, jeans so tight you don't even know from behind if it's a man or a woman. That's how you are in that church. It's disgusting. Read.
Be strong and of good courage.
Be what?
Strong and of good courage.
He says be strong and of good courage. And UPK, we're strong and we have good courage. Read.
Be not afraid.
Be what?
Be not afraid.
Read that from the top.
Have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage.
The Bible says be strong. Now, in church, they ain't strong. The weak as hell. The strong men are back here. Give me Exodus 15.
When nowadays I work hard on the job, till I come cross y'all. Still like I'm a criminal. Crime and get caught, it could be your first charge. Like, man, you ain't getting the minimum. It go dip, squat, 5 mile run, push, pull, sit up. Goddamn, get strong. Looking at my baby, trying to keep them doing wrong. It's too long before they grow. I can't leave them on their own. They killed Daddy like he had a 30-day cake. The news covering up the story, but they say it took me back to the time we lost Otis. Pretending these crackers, they gon' tell you something bogus. And I'm thinking like, damn, what you telling kids? We tried to put up a fight, but did we fail the kids? Cause they really got us looking like no damn good. And why success got to cost my manhood?